since this is our first lesson, what do we want to gain from this whole thing? So we'll work with irons today. So what are your problems with your irons?
Okay. Generally, I don't really struggle with centeredness of contact. A lot of my struggle comes from kind of consistency with my setup, more specifically with my alignment of the club face and then my body to that as well. I kind of have a bit of a tendency to think that I'm aimed a little further right than I think.
So we'll work on aiming and everything like that. We'll get you going. Why don't you hit like 1 or 2 shots? Let's see what you got, and then we can kind of work on your alignment.
So my target's going to be the first flag here. I guess about 7
we're
yards
hitting over
away.
that.
Yeah.
Okay. What club do you got?
I have a 60-degree wedge.
Okay. So you're going at that flag.
That's the goal.
Okay. Yeah, alignment wasn't bad there, believe it or not.
Okay.
You're actually pretty.
I mean, it is something that I kind of work on, but it's just not consistent day to day.
Right. Okay.
That's really where the big problem is.
Now you have a set pre-shot routine and everything.
I do.
Okay. Do you do that when you're on the range? You always step behind the ball before every shot, or do you sometimes just pound balls? Do you
It kind of depends. Sometimes, like I'll have a goal coming out here to kind of go through my routine every shot, and then I guess I get a little bit lazy after maybe 10 swings and just kind of start just pounding balls, and I guess it's not a good thing.
Okay. No, that's fine. One thing that I've always learned, and I like what you're doing when you come behind the ball and everything, I do like that, and I think if you do that before every shot, even on the range, it'll help you on the course as well, where you can get in a routine, do your pre-shot routine while you're hitting balls on the range, be consistent like that, because it will help you be more consistent out the course. One thing that I've learned with alignment is if you look at your target, so let's take the flag out there, and you just stand right behind it, come down, follow your target line to a point somewhere in front of the ball.
Yeah.
Okay, probably about 2 or 3 feet right in front, and just focus on that spot.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I envision like an alignment stick right there, and what I try to do is I try to get my feet parallel to that alignment. So I'm like drawing an imaginary line right between the ball and that spot, because that spot's right at that target.
Correct.
All I want is parallel feet to that alignment stick. Okay? So I want you to try to visualize that line there and get your feet parallel to that, because your feet, are not going to be aimed right at the target. They're going to be aimed a little left of the target.
Yeah.
So,
But see,
What do you
sometimes I've kind of used this method before on and off, not consistently.
Okay.
So I guess that's probably where one of the problems comes in. And a lot of times, see, I'll like line myself up to that intermediate target, and then I still focus on the primary target.
right.
Is that
So
something
I
that
would
shouldn't do?
With
Should
me,
I-
when I first learned that, I was doing the same thing, and now I've tried really hard to just focus on that spot.
Okay.
Because that spot is aimed at that target. So there's no reason, if you want to look up just to see that target, but don't put all your focus on that target. Put your focus on that spot.
Okay.
All right. So let's try that just to see
Okay.
how you feel about doing that. Now, how did that feel?
That felt pretty good.
Okay, because that went right over the flag. I mean, you saw that. It went right over the flag, pretty much. And that went right over your
I
spot.
kind of looked just to kind of make sure that
That's
I was
fine.
right, but I didn't.
Don't,
I mean, it was like for a second,
that's
so I
okay.
didn't.
That's all right. But you
focus.
don't need to focus on that. I don't want you to put all of your focus on the flag. All right. I want to put most of your focus on that spot about 2 feet in front.
There's 2 back to back that have been pretty good.
Yeah.
Now the distance is a little long, but
It's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry so much about distance. I know you know your distances.
Yeah.
You know, I do know that. So what I want you to do, I want you to be more consistent on where you're hitting the ball. You want to hit more greens. I want you to worry about hitting the straight, hitting your target line, you know, that kind of thing. So what else do you got another question?
Can we kind of work on my driver a little bit? See, I just got this driver a couple weeks ago, and I absolutely love it. I hit it probably at least 15 yards further.